All right, so we're putting this out a little bit late. I traveled yesterday, so trying to get this in for everybody as we are now starting to get a bunch of questions about the World Fitness Project, even though we've been preaching this for the last 3 months to look into it. I guess everybody just need to get through the open. But we got, so World Fitness Project, we're breaking down the four, but really three workouts that they have, four scored workouts inside of three workouts that they have. Give you guys a little bit more insight into this. I know the qualification process for this stuff has been pretty confusing. My understanding is that you have the qualifier for the Indiana event happening now. You have the qualifier for the Phoenix event happening in July. And then you're going to have an online qualifier for the championship events in Copenhagen. I think those are in December, if I'm remembering correctly. It sounds like you're going to be able to accumulate points to get into the Copenhagen event. What that looks like fully, I'm not really sure yet. But I did see on one of their Instagram posts that if you accumulate double points, you'll qualify for you'll accumulate double points, I believe, in the online qualifier for the championships in Copenhagen. But Copenhagen will also count for double points for the individuals earning their pro card next year. For the qualifier, there's just two divisions. There's pro and competitors, so think elite and RX. But they have a bunch of different divisions at the competition. They have team of 4, team of 2, and then I think they have some masters competition as well, or maybe that's the team of 2. But inside of those, they all have scaled, intermediate, and elite or RX division as well. If you podium in any one of those, you go to the Copenhagen one as well. So this year they're just doing kind of teams are sign up first come first serve, and then the individuals are the kind of like qualification process. So you can create whatever team you want, sign up, and then compete to go to Denmark in the championships. Money on the line for all divisions as well. I think there's probably going to be a significant amount more based off of them saying that 1.5 trillion in revenue to hand out to or for prizes this year. So keep that in mind as well. So sorry about that tangent. Now we're getting into the workouts here. So the first one, 20-minute AMRAP, 15 calories over the rower, 20 lateral burpees over the rower, and then 40 shuttle runs. One rep is 25 feet. So it's kind of like 20 CrossFit shuttle runs. So 20-20-20 for guys, 15-20-20 for ladies. Should balance it out a little bit. So when we're looking at this workout, it's 20-minute AMRAP. We're probably going to want to keep a pretty consistent pace until that 15-minute mark and then start picking it up from there. I think in their live stream, they said something about this being, they wanted to test like a 5K or around a 5K kind of time domain. Obviously 20 minutes for most guys will be around that, some ladies as well. But this is definitely going to be just a lung burner of a workout, and some high power output on the calorie row and the lateral burpees over the rower. Make sure you guys read the rules because there's some interesting stuff in here. The shuttle runs, you don't have to touch the ground. It's just a turnaround. I think because people are so used to doing the 3-point touch, this is going to throw some people's rhythm off a little bit actually. So make sure you practice that one beforehand. And then the lateral burpees are a little, so you can step over the rower on these. And there was a Legends workout a couple of years ago that was, it was 27, 21, 15, 9 of calorie row and burpees over the rower. And that actually, the step over was the route to go. You could step over the rower. And then if you, instead of facing the screen, if you actually flipped the other way, they ended up being a little bit faster facing that other way. So facing out away from the rower. I'm not exactly sure why that is. Maybe you're not worried about the seat, or you don't have to worry about the seat as much doing them that way. But when you faced out away from the rower, is actually a little bit quicker. That still should not be an issue for the burpees over the rower, because whenever you're done, so in this one, you should definitely have the rower set up here, 5 feet away from your shuttle line, and then shuttle lines from here, obviously, if you can see my hands on the camera here. And when you're going, you're always going to step off, or when you're done with your calories, you're always going to step off to the line side and start your reps on that side. So it goes 1, 2, finish on that even side, immediately start those shuttle runs. But definitely think step over on the burpees. And then on these shuttle runs, I know this is like not the most athletic thing in the world, but doing some sort of combo of run walk to bring the heart rate back down a little bit. We've seen in the past that walk is actually just as fast as a run in some instances, or allows you to put higher power output into either the row or the burpees for this workout, which is going to be huge because that is going to eat up. So that's 2 movements that are eating up chunks of time in this workout. And obviously the shuttle run eats up probably a big majority of the time in this workout, but those 2 calorie row and burpees are very close. So just being able to put a good high power output on those, and then being consistent to like some sort of run walk rep scheme, or just walk in general rep scheme on the shuttle runs, will actually probably have you putting up a pretty solid score on this workout, unless you're just like sprinting the shuttle runs the whole time. You can do that as well, like you can push the burpees in the shuttle run and then recover on the row. But I think doing the step or the walk on the shuttle run is probably going to allow you to put up a little bit better score on this one. Just kind of depending on where your strengths and weaknesses are as well. All right, getting into workout 2, 150 double unders, 100-foot farmer hold walking lunge, 45 pull-ups, 120 double unders, 100-foot front rack walking lunge, 30 chest to bar, 90 double unders, 100-foot double overhead walking lunge, 15 bar muscle up. So pretty classic, like chip down gymnastics, increase in difficulty and fatigue. There's going to be a lot of different fatigue substrates that are going to be happening on this one. So definitely a heavy breathing workout, definitely a high heart rate workout. But there's also a possibility for some grip fatigue going on in this one, and just some general upper body fatigue, especially those lats and biceps from the pulling. So this one, we're gonna wanna have a pretty smart pacing structure for this. Now it is a 15-minute time cap, which is gonna be pretty challenging to get this work done inside of 15 minutes. You're gonna have to chip away pretty fast at this stuff. But being consistent with your double unders, pretty much having to go either 50 feet with a short rest on those walking lunges, or going unbroken, and then holding consistent sets on those pull-ups is going to be key on this one. Small sets is okay on the upper body pulling, especially because it'll save your grip. And really, it's the overhead walking lunge and the bar muscle ups that are going to be kind of like the big limiters on this workout. So this is a classic quote unquote trap workout, where if you come out too hot, just like in 25.2, if you come out too hot, you're going to be hitting that wall during those 15 bar muscle ups and the overhead walking lunges. So just making sure you're pacing for that, still able to have some left in the tank where you can attack those overhead walking lunges and the 15 bar muscle ups. So you can also squeeze those dumbbells together, it seems like. I didn't read anything in the rules about it, but just, double check whatever I'm saying about this stuff. But I'm pretty sure you can have the dumbbells touching each other as they go overhead. A lot of variations on how you can do the front rack walking lunges as well. It seems like you can just kind of set those handles on the shoulders and just lunge with them on the shoulders. Don't have to have that kind of full grip that CrossFit requires. So there's a lot of different kind of like variations on movement standards in this one. So make sure you check those out. But just be consistent on this one. Small sets can get you a good score on these workouts. You don't have to put up crazy big sets. manage your fatigue. So whether it's going to be upper body pulling fatigue, lat fatigue, or respiratory fatigue, breaking up those sets will help you manage that fatigue, be a little bit more consistent on that back end of this workout. All right, workout 3. Did I miss it? I'm scrolling. Okay, workout 3. It's a 2-part workout. Part 1 is 5 rounds for time. You do a 50-foot handstand walk and 25 unbroken foot segments. I'm not doing the meter. It's 7.6 meters, 7.6 meter handstand walks. And then 10 deadlifts, 315, 225. So 50 deadlifts, 250 feet of handstand walking. This one's pretty straightforward. Walk fast, pull the deadlift bar as best as possible. Ladies are going to struggle a little bit more on this one because that 315 bar for ladies has traditionally been 205. Now we're bringing it up to 225. So there might not have been as many ladies that have trained at that. So that's going to be a little bit of a challenge for you. Again, deadlifts can be broken up into sets of 5, quick sets of 5, and you can still move pretty consistently on this one. We're definitely going to want to watch our low backs on this one. Getting into that over scorpion position where we're walking fast can really blow up the low back. So making sure that we're tight in our abs, get a good hollow body warm up for this one. And then, yeah, just being as consistent as possible. Good scores for this one will probably be somewhere in the 4:30 to 5-minute range. Fast 300 feet of handstand walking. You get 100 feet done in about 30 seconds at dead sprint. So I mean, fast 300 feet is around 2 minutes, 90 seconds to 2 minutes at absolute top speed. You're sprinting the whole time. So, you know, it's 250 with some low back fatigue and transitions. We're probably looking at closer to around like 230-ish for the 250 feet of handstand walking. And then 10 deadlifts, 50 at 315. A real good score on that is like 2 minutes. Some guys might even be able to go in this 90-second range. Some ladies might even be able to go into that 90-second range. So we're probably looking at top times being around that 4:30 mark, but probably bleeding into around 5 minutes, maybe even 5:15 for this workout. Then you'll get a 2-minute rest. You go into a 5-minute MRAP, 15 wall complexes, 1 wall walk, 1 wall facing handstand push-up, and then max cleans in remaining time, 225, 155. This is a little bit of a grind. This one's just a grind of a workout, and then you're just going to hammer on that bar. I think top scores on this one are going to be around 5 wall complexes coming off that wall walk, around the 3-minute mark, and getting about 15 cleans, maybe a little bit more. Probably top scores on this be around 20, 21 cleans in that remaining time. Again, read the rules. It seems like you can kip those wall-facing handstand push-ups, and that will help the shoulders out a lot. But yeah, just be consistent on those wall walk complexes. Don't miss any. Obviously, pay attention to the standards. It seems like they're pretty big on the standards, so pay attention to what your standards are. Don't move those hands too early. But yeah, that's kind of just a breakdown of qualifier 1 or challenger qualifier 1 in the World Fitness Project. So hopefully these guys do some good stuff. We're pretty excited for them. Hopefully it's bringing in a little bit of a newer era for competitive CrossFitters, professionalizing a little bit more. But yeah, well, good luck. And if you guys need any help with anything, please reach out. We'd be happy to help. But there's 2 more of these qualifiers coming out later this year. So good luck, guys.